Hey guys, what's up? Today I'll be talking about the movie Cannibal, Campout, and it's one of those retro '80s collection DVD movies. And let me say, I really like this movie, man. Yeah, it's an independent horror movie, like very independent in the '80s era, and it's one of those '80s horror movies that went straight to DVD. I mean, excuse me, straight to VHS, and I guess it went to finally made to DVD now lately. I think this came out a few years ago. I think because I remember seeing these retro '80s collection being released a few years ago. But I didn't see any one of them to be honest with you. And I saw a good friend on YouTube, Shock Extreme One, talking about Killing Spree, and it's like, you know what? I checked the trailers out, and that trailer really fascinated me. Killing Spree. It wasn't on Netflix though, but I did purchase the DVD, so I expect a review for it. I also check out Shock Extreme One of his review for Killing Spree, which he did a great review on, and definitely want to see the movie after hearing his review of it. And after not only that, Google the trailer. Trust me, if we want blood and gore, this movie looks like it's going to deliver a lot of it. As for Cannibal Campout, this was on Netflix, and it's one of the retro '80s. I decided to rent it, and I checked it out. It was really good, again, like I said, let me just say it one more time. It's very independent. Like you can shoot with your regular camera if you want, you know. And first of all, I like the soundtrack. I don't know, like most of these old '80s movie from the same team, it usually have the same soundtrack over and over again. So I'm not sure if this movie had an original soundtrack with it or if it was reused. I'm not sure, but I did like the soundtrack for it. And I keep on saying soundtrack at the beginning of my reviews because I don't want to forget that part when I'm done reviewing the movie, because soundtrack is definitely important in a movie, in my opinion. Um, anyway, this movie is pretty much what it's about. Like the title says, you have these kids, they're gonna camp out. They start hearing stories about people missing in the woods, pretty much. They come across these two strange characters that won't let them pass. They have a little scruffle with these guys, and they was able to escape. And the villains in this movie are really good, man. I liked it. The three brothers, they were like fucking crazy. Especially the guy with the mustache. He looked like that serial killer from the original Maniac movie. The way he looks, and he says the part. I like how he says, "Great tits." I was like laughing, because it was his acting was really fucking good. Like he played a really good despicable killer, like really despicable character. He really played the character well. You got the calm cool brother, like the calm cool killer brother, like the leader of the group, and you got this third brother who wears like a pilot helmet, and he's like the retarded one from the bunch. They always have one retarded guy from these cannibal horror movies, right? So the kids scuffle with them. They escape, like I said. They camping out, and the three brothers end up seeing them camped out, and they're like, "Yo, we gotta get them back. Like we gotta get revenge. Like, in their way, they want revenge." And the small brother say, "We will wait. We have to wait. And then, as the movie progressed, the kids are running off on their own, pretty much. Like one's looking for, I think, wood, and like exploring around the woods pretty much, and they end up dying one by one. And then as the movie progressed, the first of the scenes are bloody and gory. I don't want to ruin any moments, but it's also special effects, of course. If you like the old school, I mean, like really independent old school special effects, like the special effects you could do, but if you buy the Halloween props for it, like you could do this movie on your own, just like these guys do. And they pretty much, when I watch these independent horror movies, like with this type of style, it kind of like inspires me to do my own stuff. Like I like to do this. So like mad respect to, like I say, to Shaka Troop One, like who's living out his dream doing his independent movie, and also got a good friend on YouTube, Hackout Barbecue, which he's working on his independent horror movie, which is in the works right now. And like I'm really in talks with him. Hey, I want to be part of this because it's something I always wanted to do myself too. So yeah, that's a little bonus feature talk I just did. So be a little like be more up to date once a project got going. That's something in the little future. Um, but besides that, I can't cap out, man. Like I said, these kids are getting killed off one by one, and then like I said, I like these characters. I like the villain characters. The kids, the young adults that play like survivors that try to survive against these cannibal killers. They were like they were like typical horror movie victims. But to me, that wasn't likable because I actually wanted the villains to win, which I don't want to ruin the ending. But let's just say the villains are the best part of this whole fucking movie from beginning to end, man. They really will captivate you. They really will make you pay attention to them, and they really will make you watch this movie from beginning to end because the kills are so fun, man. Especially again that guy that looked like the original Maniac killer from the '80s, the way he looked and his lines are so deliverable. Like they really have good lines. Like his character was just awesome, you know. And I like how he captured the two survivors, and then he started torturing them. And there was one of my favorite scenes was the flashback scene when the three kills had this flashback about this great kill they had. It was so funny. It was like in black and white, and it was a crazy moment, man. You know. And usually when it comes to these cannibal backwood horror movies, like the hillbilly horror, I'm always for the good survivors or the good guys in this movie, you know, or the good woman in this movie to survive against the villain. But this is actually the very first movie I would have to say that, yo, I actually want the villains. I like the villains. I want them to win from beginning to end. And I'm not going to ruin the ending. But again, Cannibal Campout, please check it out. Peace, guys. See you later.